had a great presentation earlier this week here at the office. It was presented by Teresa Conley with Centurion Land Title, and what they talked about are all the ways to protect and better serve your buyers and sellers through the title closing process. And it was really excellent. I learned a few new things, and I wanted to share those with you. The first thing I learned is that I have been running under the assumption that that wiring is the safest way for the seller to receive their proceeds, and that the old school paper check was not. And the opposite is actually true. Your paper check is actually the safest way for your seller to receive proceeds. The title company prints the check, they give it to the seller then should take that check directly to the bank and deposit it. There's really very little room for error there. When it comes to wiring, if the seller happens to give the title company the routing number or account number, but maybe superimposes those numbers or something like that, makes that type of accident, if that money, if the title company uses those routing and account numbers and deposits that into a different account, that money is gone. There's no good way to get that money back. So paper checks, old school, still the safest way for your seller to receive funds. Centurion offers remote online closing. So usually this is for sellers primarily. The seller closes the day before. Let's say your seller's in Florida, and it is like a Zoom closing. So the seller has the ability to ask questions right there on the spot. It's conversational, unlike remote closings and things like that. So that's called remote online closing. They can also do that for. Oh, and the other slick thing is that while they're doing that remotely, they can sign one document at a time using their computer wherever they are in Florida, Bahamas, whatever. That works for sellers, and it works for buyers if they're cash. If it is a buyer using a lender, then that would have to be in person. But again, they typically do the remote closing the day before with the seller, and then the day of closing with the buyer in person. And then finally, when it comes to earnest money, I'm just throwing this out there because I get this question every now and then. It does not matter to us who holds the earnest money. It is typically held by the listing agent's brokerage, but it could be the title company. It doesn't matter to us. It could be the buyer's brokerage. It doesn't matter. Or some other institution. If it goes outside of that, then give me a call. But just to make everybody clear that if you're in a deal and the other side wants to have earnest money held at the title company, that is approved. All right, guys, call me with any questions. Stop by, ask a